Hi everyone, my name is Bryan and today I'm going to be talking about the career of how to becoming a pilot and all the things that you need to know for can study there. But first we have to know the difference between the two types of aircraft that exist in the world. Those are Boeing and Airbus. Those types are the most common in the world and we can find them in all airlines that exist in the planet. The principal difference, that we can see are the walls. Meanwhile, in Boeing, the walls are not as big, are bigger. In Airbus, are smaller. For that happens because the fuselage in the Boeing models of aircraft are bigger. Though that happens because the enterprise Boeing, it's more exactly, they do travels between continents and they fly between oceans. That is for transport people and also those can be airplanes for carry. In Boeing, Airbus, it's different because the fuselage is smaller and it's different because they are more common those are more common for transport people between countries, not between continents. Until exist models of aircraft that can do carry, like in Boeing, are not as common like in enterprise of Boeing. Another difference that we can see are the nose. Meanwhile, in Boeing, the nose is more sharp. In Airbus, is rounder. That happens because the fuselage is smaller and it's more specific for transport people. In Boeing, that happens because those are also designed for transport people and also for carry at the same time. That is another difference that we can see between those is the wings. Meanwhile, in Airbus, the wings are more sharp, in Boeing are rounder. That is because, for the same thing, because Airbus fly between countries and also Boeing was born first, but Airbus is better rentable and sailor and common. That is because their motors that they create, those ones don't spend too much gas like in the motors of Boeing. That's because Boeing spends more gas between travels because the fuselage and all are more weight. Airbus is more rentable and common because it's cheaper also and they don't spend too much money maintaining the airplane. But now, what do I need to know for can enter and work with them or study the career? The first thing that I need is finish the high and middle school with a good score and also be older than 80 years old. Once that they see that you are good, you can try to find a school flight. There are too many around our country, like Skyhack or Fly Mexico, between too much other ones. It will depend on the school flying, what they will ask you of you. Can be different in each one, but almost always gonna be the same thing that they will ask you. With the diploma of your school and be older than 80 years old. Once that you be there, they will teach you how an airplane works, about meteorology, radio operations, and aeronautic, because those are so important for can understand the systems that works in an airplane. Once that they see that you are ready for enter with them, they will make you an exam for check that you are in capacity for can work with them, like medical and psychological exam. Check that you don't have any chronic disease, that you can study with them without any problem. Once that they see that you can work, study with them, the first 9 months gonna be just of study and theory. You're going to see how to work, about also mechanic and things like that. Once finished those 9 months, you will start with with the flying hours. That is the expensive part of the career. But also exists another options if you don't want to spend too much money there, like in the Air Force. There you work with the government and you are not going to spend too much money. That happens because it's of the government, but gonna be more years. Can be around of 12 years because are around of 6, 7 years of the career, and the rest are just of service. That is a better option if you don't want to spend too much money in a career. But if you want to study now in a private, well, in a normal school, now gonna be just 4 years, but will be more expensive. Can be around 200,000 at 800,000 bucks. But if once that you be ready for flying hours, you will do a couple of flying hours with an instructor next to you. Once that you finish around 180 flying hours, you will do a couple flying hours, but alone, without any instructor, with just the things that you have learned. That's important because you need to be very disciplined for can understand the teacher when he's talking to you. And it's important because what you will be, you are like, well, the people depends of you because it's important. Once that you be ready for do the flying hours alone, you will do everything like a takeoff, solicit permits at the tower and things like that. Once that you finish that, they will make your final exam for see that you still are in condition for work in an airplane. You will start with the course of simulation. How is it? Well, they will give you a couple of days for be ready, and when they see that you are ready for that, they will make you see, or they will show you a kind of cabin that is like a video game. It's fake, and you will do the course simulation where you're gonna drive a big airplane, a commercial airplane that is the most common in the world. You will do everything along with just the things that you have learned, and they will see if you are in capacity for can drive a big airplane. Once that they check that you are very ready, you will do now the course of emergency situation, where sometimes battle of the airplane flies and how you act. That's very important because they need to see how you will act in emergency situations and how you take the control in hard situation. They will see if you are in good capacity for can be in hard situation. They will give you an evaluation of how you did it, and if you did it good, they will let you do now the course, but with a bimotor airplane. The bimotor airplane is a bigger airplane, and also the flying hours with that airplane gonna be more expensive. That happens because the airplane is bigger, and how it's bimotor, it has two motors in the back part of the fuselage of the craft. When they see that you are ready for that, you will do around of 40 and 80 flying hours. Each flying hour can be around of 1,000 and 5,000. Will depend of the airplane that you choose. And once that you finish those flying hours that are very, very important, they will give you the license of private pilot. The license of private pilot is the thing that makes you like a pilot, because you need that for the people check that you really are a pilot. When you get it, you can now work with an airline. You need to find where you want to work, because it will depend on the airline that you want to choose, the things that they will ask you. Once that you find your airline, you will need to do different things with them, like exam medical, psychology, and also exam of basic things about meteorology, radio operation, aeronautic, and the basic knowledge of the English language. That is very important for you can work with them. Once that they accept you, you're gonna be a first official. The first official is like the co-pilot. It's like the second hand of the pilot. And if you want to be a captain, that is the most important person in the aircraft, you need to complete a couple of flying hours that the airline needs of your part. Once that you finish that, you need to do an exam that is harder and very different because it has too much responsibilities like a captain. Once that you get that exam, you need to get a good score for can be a captain because it has too much responsibilities, too much hard things to understand, and also you need to know about mechanic things for can be a captain. Once that you did the exam, they will give you a score of how you did it and if it was good or not. If you did it good, they will accept you like a captain and you're gonna be one of them. And you will do course of and exams each year. But when you are a captain, you will do course harder than with a like mechanic or first official. But if you are older than 40 years old, you will do one medical exam each 6 months. That's important because being captain is not something easy and need too much responsibility for work there. If you want to work now in another country, once that you be a captain, you need to know different things about the country because each country has his own rules and things like that. Like Europe or Saudi Arabia, those countries are the most common where the people that is pilot go to work. There, you need to complete a couple of equivalent flying hours in Mexico, and they will see if you are ready. They will make you an exam. You will do an exam with the airline where you want to work, and with your old airline where you was working. They will see if you are in capacity for can work with them, and they will put you like a captain or like a first official. Can be different. But if you want to work in another country like in North America or United States, it's different because there you need to complete a course of 2 years for can work in an airline of them. So, be pilot is not something easy. Nothing is easy, and you need to be somebody very disciplined, dedicated. You need to be very, very disciplined for can be one of them because it's not easy. It can be hard at the first, but the discipline makes everything. So nothing is easy, but if you want to be one of them, you will be one of them. So somebody have questions?
Would you like to be a pilot, or why did you decide to talk about it?
Because I want to be a pilot when I be an adult. It's my dream since I was like a kid, and I like it too much because my father works with the airplanes, and that make me feel good with them, and I want to be one of them because it's like sentimental for me.
Thanks.
Do you know where will you study?
Where?
Where will you study?
Where I will study?
Yes, in a normal school or in the army?
Still I am thinking. I want to study in a normal school because I won't spend too much time. But the time is one of the most important things that you have. So I'm thinking also in the Air Force for that. But now I'm thinking with a normal school of flight.
What do you think is the biggest responsibility of a pilot?
The people, because the life of the people, it's in your hands. So they depend on you. For that, it's very important. Be disciplined and be ready for be one of them. It's not that easy work. It's hard and it comes with much responsibility.
Okay, and what do you think is the best skill the pilot should have?
Best skill, discipline, I think, because the discipline makes everything.
Thank you.
Okay, why is important learn the system?
¿Mande?
Why is important learn the system?
There?
Learn.
Learn the system about the aircraft.
Yeah.
Because that shows you all the things that are happening with the airplane, if something is good or if something is not good. They will see, that shows you if something is wrong with the airplane or not. For that is very, very important, know the systems.
How difficult is getting in the Air Force?
Well, it depends because if you enter when you are just a child, like 60 years old, it can be different because you need to be a good score with the school, and also you need to be very, very disciplined. But it's not hard, even though that if you want to be, you will enter and you will choose all the options that you have in your hands for can be one of them. But it's not hard.
About the question, about the question that somebody asked you about what place, Rodri asked you about the place where you can study to become a pilot.
Where you got?
Yes, I know one place. There are some our students study over there to become flight attendant or pilot. The name is ITAC. But there you can investigate about this. Why do you feel this passion for the air, for this?
Because my dad works there, and when I was a child, I always saw him in the airplanes, and when I was just a child, it made me feel something for the aviation and also for travel. For that is something, I feel something for the aviation, and for that I want to be a pilot because it's not for any other thing, if not for what I feel.
Great, Felicidades Bryan.